Tonight, crazy but true, the Melbourne man having his jail sentence reduced every day he's on the run. Plus fast food frenzy. Have you any idea how much pure fat you're eating? And a magical moment with the creator of Harry Potter.
It was to be the happiest day of their lives. Find out tonight if Mike will make it to the church on time in an unforgettable Heartbeat.
Seven News with Peter Mitchell.
Free fall. The Australian dollar continues to plummet. Fatal accident probe calls to make Victorian roads safer. And in a spin, Shane Warne in India, as we've never seen him before.
Put it on your shoulder.
Good evening. Also tonight, taking a break, our golden girl of the track slows down. First, though, the Australian dollar's free fall. Having crashed through the 50 US cent mark, our dollar is now struggling to stay above that psychological barrier.
2 for 1. It's never happened before. The Aussie dollar down there with the currencies of Turkey and Haiti. It's a bit scary.
Just got to keep my head down and work hard and hopefully get your job.
You just got to put up with it.
The federal government blames the global economic slowdown sparked by the US and Japan.
There is nothing that Australia can do about the situation in Japan. There is nothing that Australia can do in relation to the United States.
You know, what we have at this moment is a government panicked and in denial. That is not a good position for the country to be in, where there is a substantial problem confronting us on the economy.
Once again, the currency was hammered overseas, breaking down through 50 US cents during the night and to a new low of 49.23 here. The fear now is how the latest unemployment figures will affect it.
Amongst the developed economies, the Australian dollar is the cellar dweller. It has been the worst performing currency this year.
On the share market, a falling dollar is great for companies with overseas operations like BHP and News Corp, but it's bad for retailers and transport groups like Coles and Toll. At the shops, prices will rise for cars, white goods, clothes and electronics. But with the economy on the skids, retailers may have to take it on the chin.
If they absorb the cost, the chances are that profits will fall. And they may have to cut staff, they may have to cut back on overtime.
And remember that $1 million bet by retail king Jerry Harvey that the dollar would be above 60 US cents by the end of the year. Would he do it now?
You know, it's very tempting because I think I'm right. I do think the dollar's worth over 60 cents.
The bright side of all this is for our exporters. To give you an idea, for every 1 cent fall in the Australian dollar, BHP's profits go up 46 million. David Koch, 7 News.
While the share market closed lower, it managed to hold its own against the slumping dollar. AMP was up 2 cents, Commonwealth Bank was down 6 cents, Telstra lost 3, Coles Myer 14 and BHP 13. The All Ordinaries dropped 22 points. Our dollar is currently buying 49.44 US cents, 34 pence, 54 euro and 59 yen. Victoria is defying the economic doom and gloom with strong jobs growth and a bulging state government surplus hitting more than $1 billion.
While the dollar tumbled and national unemployment went up, Victoria defied the trend. Manufacturing Minister Rob Hulls announcing 600 new jobs to build parts for Melbourne's new trains and trams. Nationally, the jobless rate jumped to 6.9%, but Victoria held the line at 6.3%, with 17,000 new Victorian jobs started in February.
This state is the job growth capital of Australia.
And it's no wonder Finance Minister Lynn Koski is smiling. The Bracks government is ringing up a jackpot surplus, a whopping $1.135 billion after just 6 months, already eclipsing the full-year surplus forecast of $953 million.
Well, it's good news all round today for the Victorian economy. We've got the strongest jobs growth in Australia, and also the budget sector is in very good shape.
But the government's talking down the significance of the huge surplus, trying to dampen the expectations of the numerous government departments, community interest groups and unions that want a bigger slice of the pie. School principals met today calling for $50 million more in funding for primary schools, while the Police Association is demanding pay rises of between 13 and 39%. And the latest figures show more money is needed in the ailing hospital system. The number of hospital bed days used by elderly patients really in need of residential care jumped 47% in the December quarter. Brendon, Donohue, 7 News.
Financial problems tonight for well-known business identity Joseph Gutnick. He not only faces $500 million in debts, but is now fighting moves to oust him as president of the Melbourne Football Club.
Gutnick was not backing away from the tough questions today, despite administrators being appointed to oversee $500 million of debts to one of his mining company's Centaur.
It's disappointing what's occurred. It's certainly a setback, but I still, can feed my family.
His financial uncertainty has also spread to sections of his footy club. It's understood director Stuart Spencer phoned another director, QC Peter Hayes, wanting to investigate whether Gutnick had breached corporate governance as a company director, which could have forced his resignation.
So that was just a query to our legal representatives and just about the corporations law. But look, there's no issue.
While some want answers from Gutnick at this month's board meeting, he's livid he could be questioned.
I'm not aware of any of board members asking me of that fact. I'll tell them, first of all, how much money have you put to the Melbourne Football Club?
Gutnick also revealed he is still yet to pay the club the final $300,000 instalment of his 5-year, $3 million commitment. If it's not paid this year, it would be listed as a bad debt.
I had 5 years to do it. I'll do it before the end of October.
John Anderson has led the charge to support the chairman, phoning every director today after rumblings surfaced.
Joseph really backed the Melbourne Footy Club in its time of need a few years ago, and I think now it's a good time for us to repay the favour.
Craig Hutchinson, 7 News.
A truck driver who accidentally killed a mother and her 2 children has made an emotional plea for more safety barriers on our major freeways. The coroner's also been told many lives may have been saved if more barriers were in place.
No one knows why Mandy Jackson ran out of control on the Princess Freeway. With her 2 children in the car, she careered across the median strip into the path of an oncoming semi-trailer. The driver is still haunted by what happened.
It has changed my life completely.
Police believe Mandy and her children would still be alive if safety barriers had been in place. 15 months later, her mother says that stretch of road is still unprotected.
It's a bit late for us, but it might still help somebody else.
The coroner is investigating 4 fatal accidents on Melbourne freeways and the Princess Freeway. In all, 9 people died after cars veered into the path of oncoming traffic. The coroner hearing how some of those lives may have been saved if safety barriers had been in place, like the flex fence now installed along stretches of the Princess Freeway, which acts like a rubber band upon impact. Vic Roads engineer Nick Sved says the flex fence is effective and expensive. Mr Sved told the court if Vic Roads had unlimited funds, it could build really safe roads. As it was, black spots were ranked and treated according to how much casualties at that site cost the community versus the cost of installing safety barriers.
If putting barriers saves only one life, they are more than worth it. Safety shouldn't be about money, but about saving lives.
The inquest is continuing. Pauline, Braniff, 7 News.
Shane Warne has taken his famous love of baked beans to the streets of India. The champion leg spinner happy to mock his simple tastes for a new television commercial.
His craving for the simple plate of baked beans has brought him here. Shane Warne scooting through the streets of Mumbai, evading cricket-loving Indians, carrying, of all things, a microwave.
Shane, put it on your shoulder.
The champion leg spinner finding time to test his acting skills on the current tour, lending his name to an ad for SPC.
We're just going out to get something for dinner.
Warne's famously fussy choice of cuisine given the once-over. Finally spotting a microwave before setting off on his latest misadventure. The ad launches baked beans and spaghetti in a microwavable plastic container, world-first technology in the field.
Yeah, I've always liked beans, especially in the toast in the morning. I suppose now SPC have got the microwave one. It's nice and easy. Give it to the guy in the kitchen and he just microwaves them up and have some spaghetti and beans on toast. It's great.
So while the people thought he played his role perfectly, Warne hardly realised he was acting at all. Gerard Whateley, 7 News.
Coming up next, batting on. Animal lovers fight to save our Botanic Gardens bats. And they're back. The return of Melbourne's connies.
In just one round, a new record will be set.
Aren't I the lucky one? You got that right.
This is the best team yet.
Goodbye. There is only one winner.
The weakest link tonight.